Hi. Hi, too. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our IG Live, the Style Report. We are still waiting for our guest. Let me see. Hi, Diana. Hi, everyone. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Great. Hi. Let me see. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Felix. Hi. Welcome to the first episode of the Style Report. We are waiting for our first guest to join. I believe she's going to be here in a minute. Hi, Olesya. How are you?
Hi, Una. I'm fine. How are you? Hi.
I'm fine. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well. I think everything works rather well, and we have 15 people online. Wonderful.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's wait maybe a minute or two more, and then we can start.
Absolutely. Lovely to see you. So, I don't know what you've already said, but maybe just a quick location update. Una is in Amsterdam, and I'm in Munich. And
Exactly. Yeah,
we're
we are in two different cities. SACLAB has an office in Amsterdam, but also in Munich. And Olesya lives in Munich, so it's kind of two
kind
different
of a
cities. But
exactly.
yes, yes,
Yes. So
great.
lovely to have everyone here. The weather in Munich is actually really, really nice. So
Okay,
kind of perfect timing to start speaking about fall styling and slowly transition into colder weather.
true. That's true. Here in Amsterdam, it's very much already fall. Maybe
Mhm.
even like you can have your winter jacket without no problem. So we can definitely start talking about that topic. But now that I
Excellent.
see that quite some people have joined,
Yeah,
we can start off. So welcome to the
great.
first episode of the Style Report. So my name is Una. I'm the social media manager here at SACLAB, and I'm here with Olesya, a fashion stylist. She will tell a bit more about herself in a bit. So this is our first session of the Style Report. But before Alessia introduces herself, I would love to introduce you the concept behind the Style Report. So basically, so many of you often ask us, how should I style a bag? What should I wear it? What is trendy? What is not? And we simply kept receiving these questions. And then we thought, okay, how nice would it be if we simply have an IG Live and just show you and talk with you about all of that? So basically, the concept is that every now and then we will talk with some fashion connoisseurs like Olesya this time and simply hear their tips about our favorite topic, which is, of course, bags. So basically, we conducted a poll some time ago and you could send your questions, and we gathered all these questions this time. But of course, if you have any extra questions, feel free to simply drop them in the chat below. We will be happy to answer, or simply DM us later on so we can help you out. And I also have one little teaser. So basically, so many of you guys like to see our bags live, how they are styled. So Olesya will style two of the bags from SACLAB. I won't tell which bags these are. It is from our most popular brand here at SACLAB. So just make sure to stick for a while to find out which bags these are. But I believe now I kind of made quite an introduction. So I would like to pass on the word to Olesya so she can say a bit about herself.
Yes, thank you, Una. Thank you for the intro. Yes, we're very happy to receive questions at the end, but feel free to write them, whenever they come up, and then we will get back to them. So my name is Olesya Schuler. I'm a personal stylist and content creator based in Munich. I've worked in the global fashion industry with brands such as Adidas for the past 10 years, and then I decided to brace the styling world, and so far it has been quite an enjoyable occupation of mine, so to say. So I work online and offline. I work with men and women. I offer mostly closet checks and personal shopping. Though I also, because of my experience, do fashion styling. So if you have a campaign, if you have a store and you want to do a shooting, for example, I do that. And yeah, I do believe that, when you're well dressed, you feel better about yourself and you feel more confident. And I really do experience this with my clients. Very happy to be here with SACLAB. You know, I am myself an owner of a number of pre-loved bags. Unfortunately, none of the brands you carry yet, but the more I work with you, the more I become convinced that it is about time to either get a Bottega or a Chanel. But, you know, one step at a time. Really love the items we have been discussing, and, you know, just very excited to be here. So let's talk about fall styling, and let's talk about what to do and how to do it.
Exactly. Well, thanks a lot for the introduction, and I'm sure that by the time you will get yourself a nice designer bag, because it is a great investment, and we will talk, of course, about it a bit later. But I would like to first kind of cover one of the topics that is happening quite often, which is the stigma about buying pre-loved. So could you tell us a bit more about it? Like, where does it come from, and how to tackle it, actually?
Absolutely. So when I work with my personal styling clients, I am personally a fan of pre-loved fashion, be it vintage, be it pre-loved luxury. So very often I then suggest things when we're looking to buy something. I suggest pre-loved items, and the reasons for not buying them, what I hear is that first of all, it can be fake, which is true. There are lots of platforms, there are lots of unauthorized, you know, kind of sources. So it's not easy to choose and to decide. There comes option number two, that you really have to, you know, kind of browse through a sea of items, and the pictures are not good, and, you know, you get tired, and no. Then many people believe that it's going to be in a condition that they are not happy with, so they would like to have a brand new item, for example, and they think pre-loved items are indeed not in a good condition, which is not the case, as we know with SACLAB. Last but not least, many just kind of brush off the concept because they think, you know, what's the point? I can afford a new item. So these are kind of the misconceptions of shopping for pre-loved goods. But of course, there's basically a counterpoint to every one of the things that I mentioned.
Yeah, thanks for a lot for that. That's also, of course, something that I hear quite often. But now that we have all these misconceptions, can you actually tell me why someone should buy pre-loved and why these misconceptions are actually false?
Yes, well, in a way, I think it's a kind of a learned behavior. And with some of my clients, I've seen that once we bought something pre-loved, they kind of get a hang of, you know, this hunting for beautiful item, and they start to enjoy it. But the reasons are numerous. I mean, probably the most obvious one in 2022 is environmental. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the first reason, of course, is environmental. Absolutely. There's a limited amount of resources on this planet, as we know, and buying something that has already been produced instead of buying something new is definitely kind of a way of taking care of the environment and actually setting an example for your kids. So, you know, they will learn this behavior, and I think by the time children, people that are now children, will grow up, it will definitely become a much bigger issue. Then, of course, it's the fact that many people don't realize that very often items that are made in the past, be it vintage, so 20 years and older, or just a couple of years ago, are often of a better quality just because there were fewer items to produce. There was less demand, there were fewer items produced, so obviously people, the companies, the workers had a bit more time, potentially more old-fashioned technologies to take care of it, which in the case of luxury, as we know, is better. Last but not least, it is definitely that you can find beautiful rare items on platforms such as SACLAB that are sold out, that are hard to find. My favorite example is probably Old Celine, so the collections of Phoebe Philo, you know, before the brand changed their creative director, and the items are very sought after, even though it has been a couple of years after she left, and this is one of the great examples. So lots of reasons to buy pre-loved, but of course it is not easy, and I understand that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, but I definitely agree with you when you're talking about this kind of like hunt for pre-loved designer items that you can keep also for the rest of your life, right? And pass it
Yes.
on to your kids and grandkids, of course, or that people like from your grandma or from your mother. So I think there's definitely this charm to it. But can you tell me then, how should someone, in your opinion, then decide to buy a pre-loved item? What are
Yes.
the things they should look at to do it kind of in the right way?
Absolutely. Maybe just one more point to mention, you know, because we talked about those kind of non-numerical reasons and factors, but actually the industry, when companies such as Bain or McKinsey, when they measure it, they also see a change in behavior. So, for example, the global luxury market today is valued at about 31 pre-loved global luxury market is valued about 31 billion euro. It has grown more than 60% since 2017, so only within 5 years. And according to the research, and I thought it was quite interesting, people who are buying these items, they're either money savvy consumers, so they want to save, but they want to consume luxury, or they are very fashion conscious consumer, so they really want to have that item that nobody can buy anymore, so that's why they shop for pre-loved items. On the other hand, you know, from kind of my point of view as a personal stylist, I know, and I've done some research to check some numbers because that was my impression, people usually have about 50% of the items in their closet that they do not wear.
Yeah.
Just, you know, kind of a moment of attention, a brief pause, send us a reaction, send us a heart or a fire if you do have 50% of the items that you don't wear, because I know this resonates with lots of people, and I see at least this much clothes hanging in closets that are not being worn. And according to another research, this is US based, so this is probably a bit different in Europe and a bit different for luxury consumers, but most of us have clothes worth of $300 hanging in our closets that we never wore. They may not have tags any longer on them, but this is brand new stuff that we haven't worn, so 300 euro. This is another reason to not only buy luxury, pre-loved luxury, but also sell it. Maybe you have a lovely item in your closet that you have never worn for one reason or another, so definitely take into consideration the possibility to sell it. For example, with SACLAB, if it's a beautiful luxury bag.
Exactly. We do have that option, of course. We are a platform for buying and selling pre-loved bags, so you can go and check it out and see exactly more information about commission rates. But I would definitely say that also bags, if you buy a pre-loved designer bag and if you're willing to invest in it, you will, of course, also take more care about it and compared to just a bag that you randomly bought. And also, these are great investments, so they're very stable. You're just looking at a Birkin bag, it's really one of the most stable investments someone can make. It has an annual growth of, I believe, 14%. So I think that's better than most investments we can think of. And also, I mean, we look at Chanel and the recent price increase. Obviously, they are getting in that section as well. So I think it is definitely also right time for people to start investing in designer bags. But yeah, you can tell me a bit more about how then you should buy a pre-loved bag.
Absolutely. So once you've made the decision for one reason or another, or for many reasons, to shop for pre-loved, I would start with first and foremost understanding what you would like to buy. So in the case of SACLAB, of course, we're talking about a bag, and here I would think, you know, about your style. So I have on my website a section with free downloadable PDFs, guides, and one of them is actually dedicated to finding your style. And it is an interesting question, because if you're willing to spend that amount of money on a new accessory, you should definitely, you know, think about what it should be. So things I recommend considering are, for example, the adjectives you associate yourself with. So if you're romantic, definitely, you know, Valentino Rockstar may not fit into your wardrobe. If you're more of a you know, kind of grunge style person, if you could describe yourself and your style as grunge, you know, kind of rocky, then definitely this is an item to consider. Also, and I recommend doing this to all of my clients, take pictures of your outfits every day or every time you go somewhere. So look through those and think, with my fall looks, this Hermès is going to look wonderful exactly in this color. And I just found it on SACLAB. So this is, you know, these are the kind of things to consider. So really kind of don't browse pointlessly. If you can have a plan, it's better to have a plan what you're going to buy. So this is point number one. Next point to consider is, of course, to do your research. So once you've settled, let's say, on a particular model, take a look at what it costs, for example, in retail, to understand how much money you're saving, if it is available. In the case of Hermès, we all know you can't just walk in and say,
exactly,
can I have a bag, please? So do your research, take a look, at what pricing it is, what kind of leather you would like, what kind of hardware. Are you into gold? Do you wear lots of gold jewelry, or is it rather palladium? And also check out various platforms. So this is part of the research, and more specifically, not just how well they present their stuff, so how well they present their products, how are the pictures, what is the seller's kind of history. If it's vestiaire, where we have individual sellers, some of the pictures might not be so good. Or is it professional pictures, like in the case of SACLAB, and you guys have a stellar reputation anywhere I looked. And also check the conditions. This is very important. So what are the shipping timelines? Do you receive the bag with, for example, a dust bag? How is there a way to, if you're not happy with the quality, is there a way to return it? So all of these things you would normally consider when buying an item. Only in the case of pre-loved luxury, of course, we're talking about much bigger sums and just an investment, so to say. Yeah, these are the things I think you should consider. So definitely knowing what you're looking for. Browsing may be a bit too exhausting. Knowing, the specifics of an item you're looking for, and definitely settling on a platform and on, the platform that offers best conditions and really takes care of your needs, so to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think one thing that definitely differentiates a bit SACLAB is that we really focus on only 4 brands, so Dior, Hermès, Chanel, and Bottega Veneta. And in that way, we can really authenticate in-house with our experts that every item that we receive is authentic. So of course, if you do decide to invest in an Hermès Birkin bag, which is an investment, I do think it's very important that it is an authentic bag. But I definitely agree with you, Olesya. But I would also now like to hear about the trends. So you're a fashion stylist, you know what is trendy. This is a question that has been coming up quite a lot. So what are some trendy bags this season that you would recommend to our viewers at the moment?
Yes. So I think the way to approach trends today is a way to have fun with them, because in my opinion, we kind of have gotten too far with the whole trend story. So this is in, this is out. But I think there are some very beautiful designs and beautiful shapes to consider. So for example, one of the things that I have been observing and also reading, of course, lots of reports and lots of analytics, is crescent shape. So it's the shape of a moon. For example, if we're talking about Bottega Veneta Jodi, this is definitely, this kind of dumpling shape, so to say, with a handle on top. Or the padded Jodi, this is also another option. So this is, for example, one of the directions I would go. Another trend definitely that I'm observing are bigger bags. So maybe as a counter trend to the tiny Jacquemus that we have all been enjoying for a couple of seasons, bigger bags are making a comeback, definitely. And I think this is very fitting for the fall winter season, where you maybe need to put your umbrella in and the scarf and, whatever you need, but definitely into a bigger bag.
Yes.
Of course, interesting materials, and you have lots of those at SACLAB. So be it straw, be it fur, be it eco fur, so kind of artificial fur, be it various elements of execution. So for example, Coperni, a very interesting brand that just sprayed a dress onto Bella Hadid during the last fashion week. Last season, they introduced a glass bag. So absolutely not practical, but very inspirational, kind of be playful with your materials, be inspired by the various options. And doubling up, so wearing 2 bags, so to say. I think this is also something that Jacquemus showed very, very well. When you wear a tiny little chiquito, and then you add something where something actually fits. So be it a shopper or be it just a normal bag. For example, on your website, I've seen a beautiful Chanel perfume necklace. So it's definitely not practical, very beautiful. And then I would pair it with a 255 reissue, or something that, you know, I can actually carry my keys and my phone in.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's really difficult to kind of decide which trend of all of these that you mentioned is my favorite. I do think the XXL bags are something that I find really handy because you can still look really great, but kind of not compensate on your style. So just put everything in your bag, and a nice Chanel shopper or something like that always comes in handy. But
Absolutely.
that's great to hear. But also, I was wondering, are there any trending colors this year?
Yes. So in terms of colors, by the way, guys, let us know what you think about the trends. Are you into XXL shoppers, or do you like to wear two bags, for example? This is very fashionable, very like kind of stylish, I think.
Yeah.
Or are you more into the little Bottega Jody shapes? You know, this has been a darling of Instagram and all the fashionistas in the last 2 years, I think. In terms
Or
of
more of them
colors,
as well. If you
who?
have more, if you have more preferences, also let us know, because it is
Yeah.
difficult to choose, I think.
It is
Yeah.
difficult to choose. I mean, maybe you just have your, you know, your all-time favorite and no trends interest you. That is also fine. But let us know what you think about the trends I just mentioned. Same goes for the colors. Let us know which colors you love this fall, but definitely what I see, of course, we all have our blacks and whites and browns. Summer was very bright, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and you know, it was predicted to be bright, and it was very bright with both footwear and bags. So I thought for our live, I will actually focus on Hermès colors, because these guys are not exactly known to have the hottest collaboration or the hottest kind of thing, but they are doing it in their wonderful, luxurious, eternity oriented steps. And they have brought out some gorgeous colors for the fall winter season. I've written them down.
Okay.
And they actually focused on pastels.
Yeah.
They brought out one black color. So it's kind of like grayish black, a softer black, but the rest of the colors are mauve, pale mauve. So it's kind of a like very soft pink. And I know, please confirm that Hermes pinks are very much in demand.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
girls, we love our pink. So
We
this is
love
kind of
it.
an addition to the pink family. Then there is a Vert Fizz. So it is a very light kind of mint color,
Mm-hmm.
also very pastelly, very beautiful. And there is a mushroom color. This is a kind of whitish gray, grayish white. So also very sophisticated, you know, beautiful, beautiful. And I mean, honestly, these are kind of, you know, not regular colors for fall, I would say. So that's why I thought I'd introduce them in the trend part of our conversation.
I think that's really, it's really great to hear. And I feel like every time I talk with someone who buys Hermes bags, you either have people who are really about neutral colors, or those who really go with something different. But I
Yes.
do think if you're getting your first bag, or what I hear often is that it's nice to go for like a classical one that you can wear multiple times. But then if you start building your collection, of course, going for something like mauve, or yeah, a pop of color is definitely a good tip. So thanks a lot for that. But what do you like to kind of add up on this one? Do you think there are some uh, investment pieces that you think work the best? And how would you choose a bag to invest in for the first time?
Yes, absolutely. So again, going back to the style question, basically, just a side note on that, our style evolves throughout our lives. If we look at our pictures 10 years ago, most of us go, oh my God, including myself, and you know, kind of like, yes, that's the good thing. We evolve, we change, and so does our style. But of course, you cannot buy something that you will be happy with, or it's kind of difficult for the rest of your life. Chanel and Hermes bags are kind of those items.
Yeah.
So first things first, think about your current style, or at least, you know, kind of for the next 2-3 years, what you're going to be happy with. I would definitely consider the two brands that I just mentioned, Chanel and Hermes, any bag basically from them to be an investment piece. but especially take a look at you know, the models that are of course the best known models. So it's 255 for Chanel, for example. I think the 19 bag has become that, because
Yeah.
it was like a big release, and it is kind of an updated design, bigger quilted squares and everything. And um,
I think it will definitely make it to the history of these classical
yes,
bags, because it is kind of really practical and a bit bigger as well. But it is also the last bag that Karl Lagerfeld designed, so I think
exactly.
it definitely has a charm to it. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
And I think the boy model, despite the fact that it had like a huge peak, I thought, in popularity, and then it kind of died down, I still see it, and I still think it is an iconic Chanel bag. So
Yeah.
maybe these three. But what I would also suggest, don't do your research only online, go into the store. Don't
Yeah.
be intimidated. If it's your first purchase, and if you're, you know, kind of a price savvy consumer, if you're thinking about buying pre-loved, also for reasons to save money, why don't you go into the store? I mean, I used to be afraid to go into Chanel and Hermes, and then nothing happened once I went there. They're all very friendly, and they're happy to have new customers. Take a look, try it on, you know, see if it works. If we speak about Hermes, beautiful stores as well, go in. Definitely, I think that, of course, the two models that I'm going to show today, so the Kelly and the Birkin, you know, they are the two that are timeless. I would also probably add an Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
At least I see it in lots of closets, and I still see it as a kind of practical
Yeah.
bag you can take anywhere. So the other two are a bit more of a statement, you know, you don't have a shoulder strap, so they are more of a
Statement
style
piece. Yeah.
statement piece, you know, an item you definitely style with almost anything. But if you're a mom on the run, why not look at an Evelyn bag? Definitely.
I agree. I agree. And I would like to add also, for instance, if you see a bag at SACLAB that you really like, you can also just send us a DM and we will send you more pictures, so you know how it looks like also on body. But I would also add that the boy is my favorite Chanel model. And in the end, if I can give a tip that you want to invest in, it's also what you really like, because you might follow some trends or classical pieces or see what your friends are doing, but in the end it's really that bag that makes you kind of, yeah, go a bit crazy, that you should invest in, or at least that's what I would do. But yeah, I agree that the Birkin and the Kelly, it's classical models that I think each one of us would wish to have in a wardrobe at one point. But yeah, that's really great. Now I would like to talk a bit more about style, and we had quite some questions related to it. So, for instance, one of the questions was, autumn is here, but I still want to wear my colorful bag. So, how should I do it? How should I do it, Alessia?
So if you want to wear colors in autumn, that's great, because most of the people switch to black, and you know, the weather kind of motivates us to do so, or makes us do so. So there are basically two safe ways to do it. So either I would pair your colorful bag with a neutral outfit, so it can be black, gray, brown, or kind of like off-white, or milk color, or white, as you wish. And then I would pair the bag, find an accessory which has the same color, so a pair of shoes, a beanie, or maybe just a little, you know, kind of jewelry item. And that way you have a correspondence between these two items. So you have color represented in two places, so to say. So for example, a beanie and a bag. Another safe way to do it would be to for example, have a total look in one color. It does not necessarily need to be black. It can be black or white or whatever. It can be also, for example, a total red look with a green bag. Why
Mm-hmm.
not? And for that, you can use such a tool, which is called a color wheel. It can be an
Okay.
app, or it can be something you buy from Amazon, and it's a physical color wheel with which you can decide, you know, which colors match with what. So colors that are opposite each other. So for example, the combination that I just mentioned, red and green, this is definitely a combination that works.
That's a really
Enough.
nice tip. I will get that wheel. I didn't know about it, but it's really
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I can actually show. Also, I can show it next time
yeah.
when we speak. It's very useful, and it makes, you know, the whole process of thinking much easier, because combining colors is not easy, and I think most of people go for the safe way. So a tonal look plus something colorful, but you can try and slowly experiment. And if it doesn't work, you know, just change the shade or change for a safer option, but it's definitely something worth trying. I actually have, so when we were preparing for our live, Una and myself, we wanted to show you slides, so images, which you can do normally when you go live alone. But unfortunately, it's not possible. So we're going to do it a bit the old-fashioned way. I have a picture of a wonderful influencer who also lives in Munich, Vicky Rader, Vicky and the Kid. And here she's wearing exactly the combo that I suggested. So in her case, because she's a very like a stylist, a woman who has her own brand and definitely a style icon, she paired it with zebra printed boots. But in general, this is how I would style it. So you have a tonal look plus a colorful bag.
That looks amazing. Yeah,
It
and
looks
then you
amazing.
also like the focus definitely is on the bag. I
Yeah,
mean,
the focus.
it's great. Yeah.
The focus is on the bag. So it's a suit. Okay, again, a styling element. She put the white pants into the boots. She tucked them in. But in general, everyone can pull off this look because it's a white look with a colorful bag.
Yeah.
Replace white with black if you don't wear white in winter. And there you go. So this is definitely an option to do so. Another option, so InStyle is one of the magazines that I obviously read and look at, and I love these, you know, kind of styling look suggestions from them. So this is another option. You have white pants, you have black for most part in terms of the rest of the outfit, and here I would add a colorful bag. This is also a combination that works. What I often suggest to my clients who are not sure how to combine colors is to stick to 3. So it can be black, white, and then, for example, red or green. It can also be red, green, and, for example, yellow.
Yeah.
A bit wilder, a bit more kind of, you know, exciting, but maybe start with something that is a bit more safe.
I think that's a good step. Definitely start step by step. And if you have any questions, you can, of course, also, I believe, DM Olesya.
Absolutely.
And ask also for the wheel and some maybe winning color combinations.
Absolutely. Feel free to DM me. I actually answer all of my messages, and you know, if you wanna ask me something, I'm happy to answer. I'm happy to help. I usually send visual recommendations or refer to one of my posts or reels, but absolutely feel free to reach out if you have any questions in terms of styling.
That's great. Yeah, and let us know, guys, how you also combine your bags and your outfits. But now we kind of touched upon on the colorful bags. But what about white and beige bags? Is it okay to wear it in autumn?
Absolutely. So white actually, I think, has become such a chic winter color, of course, depending on where you live, kind of, and you know how difficult it is to actually wear white stuff, which weather conditions you have, but it is a very chic winter combination. For example, a total white look or a total beige look. So definitely pair it with those. I think that white sneakers is a kind of all-year staple in most closets by now. So if you have a white sneaker, you can easily pair it with a white bag, no matter what the rest of your outfit is, because white is a color that goes with anything. Or you can go for a pair of white boots, for example, the rose zip boots, which are, you know, popular for a number of seasons, and pairing that with a white bag is also a great idea. Alternatively, you can play with almost any color. So, for example, total black and a white bag, or for example, total green look and a white bag. I actually have also quite an advanced option to show you, also from InStyle. So this is a runway look. Obviously, she has a black cardigan. She's wearing burgundy boots, and she's wearing a white bag. So the rule of sticking to 3 colors is very well represented here, and it's an easy look to repeat. Of course, I mean, she's wearing a massive chain and kind of massive sunglasses, but just think of like Bordeaux boots, black tights, a black cardigan, coat, whatever, and a white bag. This is a look that works. This is a look that you can easily recreate.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts on this. I mean, do you wear white accessories in winter. Do you have anything white in winter? I mean, it's not exactly practical for everyone, but as I mentioned, it's a very chic look, and some materials can be easily cleaned or washed. It's actually not an issue at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest reason why people don't wear white is because they're scared that it's going to get ruined. But we can also share a bit more tips after that. And of course, you can also head to our journal section on SACLAB, where we have quite a lot of articles where we talk about how to take care for a specific leather, which one is a bit more rainproof, which one is not. We will also be having an episode launching with Stephanie Halen soon, where we kind of dive deeper into the Birkin bag and how to take care of it. So keep an eye on our Instagram account for that. But now that we covered the colorful and the white bags, classical models, we had another question, which was, which styles of bags work the best for the transition between seasons? So right now, you said in Munich it's still beautiful. Here in Amsterdam, it's quite rainy, cold. So what is that bag that works kind of in the transition, in your opinion?
Yeah, so I am not strict at all when it comes to, like, don't wear white past this season or don't wear this and that. I think there's always room for kind of, a compromise. And if you feel like it, you can wear anything. But I would suggest probably kind of slowly leaving the summery materials. So for example, straw or linen. So if you have a straw bag or a linen purse, I would definitely kind of think about putting it away and transition to something a bit more wintry. For example, suede is a beautiful transitional material that, kind of represents this feeling of coziness and fall that we all love, the leaves turning yellow. Of course, it's various types of leather, or it's a combination of materials. I would definitely also probably start looking for a bigger bag. I love carrying basically my entire life in my bag, so small ones they don't work so well for me. And definitely in fall, when I have a scarf and gloves and maybe some extra items like an umbrella and sunglasses, because you don't know which one you're going to need. So having space for that, being able to have that and not just your sunglasses and your wallet, for that I need a bigger bag. So my recommendation is leave slowly the summery materials and maybe consider switching to a bigger purse, just because you have more stuff to carry now.
Okay, yeah, that makes definitely sense. And are there any materials that are more rainproof that you could recommend?
Well, of course, yes. Definitely, in terms of leather, I would look at, for example, caviar, if we're talking about Chanel. So if you have a luxury bag, you want it to serve you for years to come, and if you don't want to wear it anymore, you can sell it, but it has to be in a good condition. So try to take care of it as well as possible, and for that I would definitely do some research either with the brand or actually refer to your guys' articles on the SACLAB blog and really read about the specific leather, how gentle it is.
Yeah.
Because lambskin, for example, and when we speak about Chanel, is more gentle than caviar.
Yeah.
So do you really want to wear it if it might rain? Maybe not.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, definitely there's such nuances in the type of leather. Lambskin, of course, is one of the most popular and most beautiful leathers of Chanel, but it is very sensitive. So yeah, just take a look at every specific bag. And of course, even if one material is a bit more rainproof, still take care of your bag, because it is your kind of little treasure. I agree.
I feel the same way about mine. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And especially here in Amsterdam, it's very difficult because it's always raining.
yes, that's
So I'm
true.
biking with an umbrella, holding my bag. It's tricky, but it's worth the care. But can we just know a bit more about if you have any tips of how to take care of your bag in autumn?
Absolutely. So what I do every once in a while, maybe even more than just when the seasons change, a bit more often, is I would kind of empty the bag. I would take everything out, because when you use it a lot, or even occasionally, you kind of have like things in there. And I don't mean just old receipts or whatever, but also a little bit of dust, little pieces of hair if you carry a hairbrush, whatever. So definitely clean the inside. And for that, I just shake it off over the bathtub to make sure everything is out. And then I take a damp cloth, but it definitely shouldn't be wet. And most of my bags are leather or canvas inside, and I just kind of wipe off whatever is in there. Definitely cleaning the inside can be a bit more, cleaning the outside can be a bit more tricky, because if the cleanser, so to say, or the cleaning liquid that you're using is not exactly 100% right, you don't want to have a stain outside the bag. So my recommendation is, if you're using a cleaning product, and I know you guys recommend a specific shoe care, right?
Yeah, you can find it in the journal piece.
Exactly. So definitely test it first somewhere where, if it doesn't work for your bag and your leather, it will be visible. So then gently clean the outside with either you know, a damp cloth or the cleanser of choice, the shoe care of choice that SACLAB recommends. Don't forget the handles, don't forget the shoulder strap, maybe the little pouch that you have inside, or a little keychain, leather keychain, for example, in the case of Hermès. If you have that, definitely clean that, and then let it air dry for a while. Storing the bag, because sometimes you think, I'm going to wear it, and then you don't wear it for a while. I would also recommend taking a look at the SACLAB page, but definitely, you know, kind of try to not misshape it, and, you know, have it hanging somewhere or standing somewhere where the handles are falling down. Try to take as good care of it as possible. And definitely, if you have been in the rain, and even the leather is fine, you know, you don't see any visible markings after you've come home from the rain, definitely wipe off any excess moisture, and let it air dry, and check a bit later to see if really nothing has happened.
Yeah, I agree. We also had a question which was related to the Birkin bag. So how to take care of the Birkin bag when it's raining, because the raincoat doesn't always come over the handle. But I do believe you kind of already gave all the tips. You can share if there is something extra you should do with the Birkin bag, if you would like. Yeah.
I mean, definitely, I would definitely always say that prevention is better than dealing with the consequences. So check the weather. As Una mentioned, you know, in the case of Amsterdam, it's probably going to rain. So maybe just check it out for the evening or during the spring, summer season. So definitely check the weather first, and then, you know, then you don't need to deal with the unwanted kind of consequences and everything. I mean, in case of brands that SACLAB works with, for example, Hermès, you can definitely take the bag back to them for a spa. They will take it for a couple of weeks into their, you know, possession, will take care of it and everything. But still, as I said, I think prevention is better than kind of having to rescue it. So take care of it from the start. And especially with a pre-loved item, I think if you buy a pre-loved item in good condition, it's such a great motivation to, you know, take care of it onwards, and also give it a good home and a nice life.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely offer a bag spa in case you bought a bag with SACLAB. And now, Olesya, you received some extra questions from the audience. So where do you buy pre-loved bags?
I have had, unfortunately, not yet an experience in shopping with SACLAB, but as I said, I think this is going to be something towards my birthday and Christmas. Definitely tempted by a large number of your bags. I have bought one bag on a Russian resale platform. I'm from Russia, and so when I was there once, I bought something there. I have to say I was a bit scared because lots of things are fake, so it was all fine, you know, I did all the necessary checks. Otherwise, I had one bag that I purchased from Depop, and that was also a bit, you know, kind of a tingling feeling in my stomach, because I wasn't sure if the girl is going to scam me or not, but it was, you know, it was all fine at the end. But definitely my experience with these two platforms has been a bit tricky. I was a bit nervous in terms of authenticity. I also have one bag from Vestiaire. there. Everything was fine. You know, I kind of checked the trusted seller badge from the person that I bought it from, but I myself do not love Vestiaire very much because just it has such a huge amount of product, and I struggle a little bit keeping up, you know, and researching. It's actually not easy to find a platform that, you know, would be 100% match with everything I'm looking for. So client, customer service, the level of images, so that they're of great quality, you know, and I really see what I can get. For example, shipping can also be an issue. I know that you guys offer free shipping worldwide.
Yeah.
I mean, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
So something like that would be the things to consider. And I unfortunately cannot give 100% recommendation specifically for bags for a platform. Well, obviously, except for SACLAB. Right now, I just haven't found anyone else who would be anyhow close to you.
Yeah, but yeah, that makes sense. But I would also really like to touch upon when you have so many items that sometimes can be quite overwhelming. And that's why for us, as I said, we only focus on 4 brands. But for people who might not know, so every Friday we have our bag drop at 12, where we launch our latest arrivals. And if you sign up to our newsletter, you can also kind of get a little sneak peek of what's going to be online, so you can add it to the collection first. So we are kind of wrapping up the IG Live. We went through most of the questions, but it would be great, Olesya, if you show us 2 bags that are available now on SACLAB. One is white, one is colorful, just to get a little sneak peek to our viewers here of what we had prepared, and maybe show a bit how you would style it.
Yes. So I tried to position the phone so that I can step back and, you know, I can see they can see the look. Just give me a second.
Yes, of course.
So let's see. I need to turn on some additional light. So obviously, I was just going to show you my look, guys. Obviously, I'm wearing something white, kind of chic. And I think I'll have to add some light here. So
yeah,
this is better, right?
It's better.
This is my look. So I'm wearing a knit suit from a Munich brand here, Pure, with some New Balances, and
nice.
these are the 2 beauties that I have a chance to style. By the way, let us know in the comments which one you would personally buy. So this is a Kelly in this beautiful green, and this is a white Birkin. And generally speaking, I think I could wear them like that as well. But I thought I'd show you a bit of styling options. Can you see me well? Una, is this okay?
Yes, this is okay. We don't see your head, but we do see your outfit. Just to reply also, someone asked if we're shipping to France. Yes, we are. We ship worldwide. We offer free shipping. And the bags Olesya was showing, so the white one was the Hermès Birkin 35 Clemence white, a great pre-loved model that I believe she's gonna continue selling with more items. And the other bag, so yeah, this is the Birkin 35 Clemence white. So I think it looks great with that outfit. This is really kind of when we talk about
exactly. So you don't have to have a total white outfit because, as I say, it can be impractical. But if you have a beige trench coat and white sneakers, this is the perfect look for you. I mean, she's really fitting in. And I added a white chunky scarf just to kind of have the white color in 3 points of my outfit. So next to my face, white is very refreshing, by the way, for most color types. Yeah. I have the white bag and I have the cool New Balances. They are very practical, so the outfit is actually not an outfit you can only wear, you know, to go to a restaurant, sit down, and then leave. It's an outfit you can do, you can run errands in. It's a kind of cool city outfit. Yeah, and I think what I would do if you're looking for a pop of color, you can also always wrap a colorful twilly around the handles. Of course, it's also a great way to protect the handles. It is very trendy in the last couple of years, so that is something that maybe would bring a bit of, pop of color in the outfit if you don't want to exaggerate, but
just do a tiny little thing. I think that looks really nice.
Let us know what you think, guys, because I mean, this is like kind of more subdued white. Let me know what you think, because I have the second option, which would be the green one. And even though I didn't change anything, I mean, I just added a colorful bag, I think it works really great as well. Everything is neutral, everything is tonal, not exactly the same color, but that makes it interesting. And then I add a pop of green.
Yeah,
and it's a totally different look. I think it is a bit more bold, maybe just because it's smaller and it is such a statement. So this is another option. Let us know which one you prefer. So it can be very chic and white, or it can be fun.
I mean, the thing is, it also depends what you're looking for. We all know the Kelly 28 is a bit more structured compared to the Birkin, and it's maybe a bit more for a formal event. So this Kelly that you see also comes in Togo leather and gold-plated hardware. So basically, yeah, you can zoom in a bit. It was crafted in 2018. It has a C stamp, and the Togo leather is maybe a bit better for winter season than the Clemence one. The Clemence one that you can see here, it does come with a zipped compartment inside, so you can keep your phone and keys, and basically, it's a bit more kind of relaxed. These bags are available on SACLAB.com.
Yes.
I will also share the links afterwards if you guys are interested. But yeah, anyways, two must-have models, and I really like actually the Birkin 35 because now the big bags are trendy, and that one can really fit a lot.
Exactly. It is very roomy, very spacious. So as I said, the outfit is not a kind of outfit you can only go out in. It's a very practical outfit paired with sneakers and trench coats. You're not going to be cold. I see some comments that people love both. I agree. I would also buy both immediately and wear them both basically throughout the entire fall winter season.
Yeah, I agree. It is difficult to pick. Definitely.
It is a bit difficult to decide. I am back in my trench coat now.
You are back? No, I really like the outfits. Thanks a lot for styling it so all the community can kind of get a bit more inspiration how to do it. So we have come up to the end of our live. Guys, if you have any more questions, feel free to DM us. But I would like to wrap it up kind of with a final thought from Olesya, like from your personal experience as a fashion stylist. Do you have any final advice to share with our audience?
What should I say? Well, I would definitely say that no matter what you're shopping for, be it a pair of jeans or a bag, try to stay true to your style, because fashion trends come and go. The influencers will wear something else in 2 weeks. But if you decide to invest your time and energy and money, obviously, into an item, really think if it represents your style, especially in the case of a luxury item. Think also of which direction your style is evolving, and where and how you want to look, how you want to be perceived by others. For example, at your current job, or at the job you're looking at, in your next relationship, or when you move to that city you always wanted to live in. So I think the items we have spoken about, they're also aspirational for most of the people, but also be kind to yourself, treat yourself sometimes. Think about the upcoming holidays. Maybe you want to, give a gift to yourself or give a gift to someone else. SACLAB also offers gift vouchers. And from my side, a big thank you. I definitely got tons of inspiration from beautiful items, preparing for the live and working with you guys. Feel free to reach out via DM if you have any questions, if you want to know more about personal styling, if you want a closet check, or just ask me anything. I'm happy to answer.
Thanks a lot. So guys, Olesya also does a closet check, so feel free to DM her if you need kind of a bit more guidance how to style your outfits, also with some bags from SACLAB, hopefully. So you were talking about the yeah, buying something at SACLAB, guys. If you're also looking for a specific model that is not available right now at our website, feel free to reach out and ask, and we might look it up and source it for you. So that's it. We have come to the end of our first episode of the Style Report. Thanks a lot, Olesya, for your time and for all the useful tips. Thanks everyone for watching. So as I said, we will we'll also be sharing these looks on our IG stories, where there will be a link to the bags that Olesya just showed. If you have any more questions, just feel free to reach out, and yeah, have a lovely rest of the evening.
Yes, thank you, Una. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully until next time.
Thank
Have a lovely
you.
evening. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.